This is my first impressions of the VEVOR MIG 250 welder. The VEVOR MIG 250 welder is a 3-in-1 welder capable of MIG, stick, and TIG welding. On the wire welding side, it's capable of both flux core and solid wire gas shielded welding. It comes with a nice 12-foot long MIG gun with the Euro plug on it. And to help you keep track of your cables, it has a snifty little holder up here you can wrap your cables around. The MIG 250 is a synergic welder, which means you set the voltage and it tries to adapt the wire speed to your style of welding and to the application. If you don't like the synergic performance, you can go in and manually override the settings by adjusting the volts up or down a percentage. This welder also has an inductance setting on it. Start with some 1/8" plating here, mess around with. I'll run a little bead here and we'll change the settings and see if you can tell the difference. Still using the 030 flux core. So factory settings, probably need that to go up. 1/8" metal, so that should mean 125 amps because it's an amp per thousandths. So that's factory settings. And you can kind of see the lift. I would consider that a little cold myself. So we'll change the inductance first. Inductance, we're just going to max it out. That way you see, hopefully, a big change in inductance. I think you can see right off that it's welding a lot hotter. It almost melted through, so inductance makes the bead a lot warmer. You can see a big difference in the change there. Alright, so inductance, we're going to go back down to 0. And then voltage, we're going to go, see how high does this go? Plus 30. Let's just crank it. That's hot. Alright, so maybe you can see by that one, that's just plain and simple welding hot, right? Really flat weld. As you can see with inductance, it didn't flatten out the weld near as much as just going way over voltage. But yeah, that last one was hot. Very capable welder for those settings, very nice. So that's flux core. Let's do a couple passes on solid core just to show you that real quick, and then we'll stick weld with it a little bit just so you can see what it's all capable of. And switching from flux core to gas shielded solid wire is real easy because the roller has this thumb wheel on it that allows it to be changed really quickly. And on the front, it's just a matter of swapping the DINS plugs around. We'll switch over to gas instead of no gas so it knows the difference. And still keep it on MIG. Inductance we'll set at 0. Voltage, we'll go back down to 0. Start at normal settings there. Once again, I would say the factory settings are a little cold there. Crank our inductance up to max. And we'll run another little bead. Significantly warmer, running your puddle up on the voltage just a little bit there. Alright, let's see how that welds. That weld really melted in. So you can see going up on voltage a little bit really changes it. Okay, this welder is also capable of stick welding, or MMA. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start out with some 7018. It's half burned rod here. We'll just see how it does. Here. All right, so we go MMA. Don't have inductance or voltage on that. That makes sense. And then of course all you do is set your amps on that. So what's it go up to? Yeah, claims 250 amps for stick welding. We're gonna bring her back down to 100. That should be way more than enough for this piece of metal I got here. That's, I think, 3/16 thick. So 100 amps. Let's see how it goes. That felt really good. Sounded good. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a nice bead. So 100 amps, 1/8 inch 7018. That ran a really nice bead. We'll switch over to 6010. It's interesting it's not starting. It may not do 6010. Let's go up just a few amps, even though we shouldn't have to. Struggling with that. Go way up. That's definitely way too hot. Not so good at 6010, I don't know. Unfortunately, I can't do any TIG testing with this one because I don't have a TIG torch, nor do I have a pure argon bottle. Don't know on the testing of that, but I can tell you that it is a pretty darn impressive little MIG welder. I'm actually very happy with the beads I was able to run and the settings here. I did a whole bunch of welding off camera. I didn't just do these, so I played with this thing for quite a while before you saw it. It does pretty good with flux core and with solid core wire there. It's quite capable of a machine. Does very good with 7014 and 7018 when you're stick welding. Hopefully in the not too distant future you'll see more of this welder. I've got a couple projects that I want to do that I think this welder would be perfect for. So hopefully I can get some real world runtime with this welder to see how this thing actually performs. This is the VEVOR MIG 250 3-in-1 220 volt welder. It does MIG, TIG, and stick welding. And at the time of making this video, it's listed for about $210 US. So be sure to check the description for the link to this thing if you're interested in it. And you can even get a 5% discount if you use the code down there. So go check that out. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.